YouTube? I am your host, Mediocre tutorials and reviews, back in here with yet one more video. All right, guys, so listen, I got this reaction for you guys here today. This was sent to me on my Instagram at Mediocre tutorials and reviews. It's long, but you can spell. All right, go look for me up there. Brother Polight. Now, this comes from Brother Polight's Instagram page. For those that are not that familiar with him and don't know who he is, I'll also say I'm not that familiar with him as well, but anytime that I see a video of his, I always say, yeah, that's a smart dude. I always think that. And then also he lives a polygamous lifestyle. So he has one wife, and then I think he has like 4 or 5 other girlfriends that he has under contract. Okay. Very interesting lifestyle. Very interesting command that he has over them. So, you know, dude like that, you got to say to yourself, maybe there's something to learn from him. All right. Without further ado, let's get right in it.
One woman said she's interested in polygamy. How could she find a man, and what are some things that she should look for in a man if she wants to be in a polygamous relationship?
I'm gonna tell you these 3 things first. I'm not gonna tell you to get these kind of guys, but these are the best guys that planet Earth has to offer. And I'm not saying you should deal with them. There's the teacher, there's the preacher, and there's the gangster. Those are the ones that women are always going to go for. Then the rest of the guys, they get their women and it always goes to hell. Your best relationships is going to come out with those guys. Of course, the life path is going to determine what kind of stress you might have to endure. Reason being, and I'm just keeping it 1,000 with you. Okay, women give men the necessary adversity to become more disciplined. And so if the man relinquishes his discipline for the woman, then there's a weak brother.
Let me just pause right there. I think that that is absolute facts. You know, I think that, you know, as we talked about on this channel, like from time to time, those that get you in and away from the things that you're doing to make you the most awesome that you absolutely can, those that do that, you have to be able to prioritize that time in a way that is best for you in the pursuit of happiness and greatness. Now, the energies from the left and the right of you will come in multiple forms, and one of those might be whoever that you're in a dating, this, that, and the third. But here's the thing, is that like as long as I've been alive and as long in the things that I've learned throughout my life, the more that I then begin to over prioritize them in my life, the less happy I am, the less focused I am. And once I do that, it's not reciprocated in return. I think like people who are hearing this, and might hear it from Brother Polight, I might hear it from myself, they might say, well, there has to be a give and a take. There has to be a left and a right. It has to be a yin and a yang. And I agree with you to a degree. But when it comes to the dynamic between a man and a woman, you have to understand that we are not created 100% equal. And one of the evolutionary facts that governs a lot of us is how they establish who they are attracted to. And fact is, if when they look at you and if they don't see someone that they respect, right? And how does a dude earn respect? It's being focused on his grind, his purpose, and who he is. At the moment that she doesn't see you as an opportunity to learn from, to grow from, be provided for, or have security or protection within her life, as soon as you get unfocused within that path and you start to focus that more towards what she is than on building yourself up, is the moment that they seem to respect you less. Now, listen, he says something very important, and I want you guys not to glance over it. So let me reiterate it again. He says something to the effect of women give men the necessary adversity to promote discipline. Okay. There is no truer or realer time in a young man's life when he starts to like women, when he starts to like girls, and he begins to understand how valuable that he is in the dating game. And it happens around puberty time, 13, 14 years old. And as you begin to become into yourself as a young man, you begin to understand what are the things that they actually value. That realization is one of the realest realizations. And the thing is that there's some dudes that, you know, kind of come into it a little bit more naturally than other dudes. And it's just they're natural. But what I often see is that some dudes that may become naturally into it burn out early. They burn out super early because their purpose or their passion is women. And they do things for women. And although women help you understand how valuable or invaluable that you are in the dating marketplace, and although there are some things that you may do with a woman that's currently on your mind, I would say not to make that the brunt of the reason as to why you do things. If you want to buy a fancy new car, don't make it so that the reason is to get a woman. It may help you in that arena, but do it for yourself. Do it because it's a component of who you are, because you like cars, you like nice cars. Don't do it for them.
And so the goal is for him to be commissioned by his woman to be greater without her having to do it. Just her being a woman is enough. And in him maintaining his discipline, and I'm going to explain what this means, in him maintaining his discipline, he then makes her better. And then vice versa, they keep making each other greater and better because accountability, of course, is on the man because he has the multiple women.
Quick pause. Listen, did you guys know that I had a Patreon page? What's Patreon, you say? Patreon is a fantastic service that gives content creators like myself an additional way for subs and viewers like yourself to be able to support the channel so I can continue to provide high quality content for you. Listen, as you guys may or may not know, the type of content that I do here on YouTube receives scrutiny and might become demonetized. So Patreon is a fantastic service that I like to use to provide additional benefits for those that sign up for the features that I am offering. Click on the link down in the description box down below and go see all of the things that I'm offering. Everything from behind the scenes to extra content, dozens of hours of content. All right, now let's move on with this video. So real quick, he's talking about something very interesting. Essentially, what he's saying is by a man maintaining his discipline and not being focused on her, that's going to make the man greater. Therefore, the woman just has to be the woman. And because of that, because the woman is around him, that's all that she needs. That's all that she needs in order to be greater. And the thing is like, I think it goes a lot deeper than that. What he's not talking about is the layers of incomplete people who will use you for the knowledge and the resources that you are able to bring. So although I understand a component of what you're saying, brother, I still think that there has to be a keen vetting process to understand the intentions and the actions of each of them before you allow them in your circle. All right.
Now, what does all of this mean? The preacher, he's for God. God is first. So he don't want to be in trouble with God. So even when he get with a woman, the understanding is that, yo, God come first, not you, it's my God, right? And so you got to get with that. So now what's going to happen is she's going to fight with you for position of God, whether she realizes it or not. Because a man in his mind who's like, I'm doing all this in the name of God, there's going to be contradiction with that when your wife need her time. It's a fact. It's not that she's the devil. It's the fact that he's a man of God and she's going to challenge him to deviate from that discipline. Does he keep the discipline? Does he make concessions to his wife, which is nothing wrong with making concessions like, okay, boo, today, we're going to do that. But overall, if he gives up his discipline, she has no more reason to respect him. Now, we're going to go to the gangster. The gangster going to tell you what? MOB, money over bitches. Yo, I got these other bitches over here, ma, but I fuck with you. You my whiz, you my wife. Never mind them bitches over there. That's the gangster. He going to tell you the truth too. He gonna say, look, don't get in the way of me and my bitches and don't get in the way of me and my money because the money come first. This is his mentality. This is gangsters I fucking know, right? And she accepts that, but she gonna still tug at him. Yo, I know your money come first and all. You spend time with me though. Oh, boo, let's have some sex. Oh, yo, take me out to the movies. Is he wrong for making concessions to that woman? No, that's his wife. He should sometimes. But the understanding is what makes him different from everyone else. All the niggas gonna fuck at her will. All the preachers that's weak and all the rest of the brothers in the congregation, they gonna fuck at her will. But the difference between the preacher and the difference between the gangster is how they prioritize. And so it's she's challenged. Like, yo, hold the fuck up. Everybody else want to beat it. Everybody else want to take me to the movies. These niggas so into they world that they don't relinquish that hold. He ain't never going to separate from his God. And then you got the conscious brother.
Listen, I want to pause it right here because he's hitting bars right here. And I want to get back down into the video real quick. I actually touched on this earlier in the video. Okay, I didn't know he was getting ready to say this. And then also I hit on this in so many different ways in a couple of videos ago when I was talking about one of the best ways that a man can attain respect. And I saw some comments that were down in the comment box down below that was focused on the outcomes, which is what he has built or what he can show for what he has built. And a lot of y'all, which was like common sense to me, which is the reason why I didn't say it in the actual video, but a lot of y'all slept on what I said. And what I was talking about is the boundaries that the man is able to set up and the boundaries that the man is able to build and conform to, irrespective of the outside influences that are trying to direct and command into whatever it is that the forces want him to do. But that's one of the best ways on to getting whatever it is that you're trying to get. It's the boundaries that you are setting will get you that degree and level of respect. If you sitting down and you focused on your grind and you focused on building and you have your phone, your notifications set, and irrespective if it's your homegirl that's hitting you up or your buddies that's hitting you up, if you just allow people to impede on your time and you don't set up those boundaries and help them understand that you are not readily accessible, and within that, giving you less time to work on what it is that you need to work on to continue to build yourself up, the less respect that you will have. Now, friendships or relationships, yes, as Brother Polight is saying, make those concessions to keep those bonds strong. But at the time that you bend to the will of somebody else is the moment that you lose respect. All right, let's keep going.
He's doing the knowledge so much. He always thinking about building and talking about the universe and everything. And that's it. Yo, man, we can't get into that. We need to pray. We need to meditate. Let's light these incense. Let's light these all. So this is polite. You want to just have sex? I want to have a ritual. Ritual, nigga. What? We cutting chicken? What the fuck is you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, the conscious man, the preacher, the gangster, or the teacher, the preacher, and the gangster, they win favor and get the most women on planet Earth because their discipline says no matter how beautiful you are, no matter what everybody else deals with you, when you come to me, I'm an authentic man. I'm unique and different from everybody else because the shit that niggas go for and the shit that they willing to do to get your attention, God got my attention. The universe got my attention. Mother Nature got my attention. This money got my attention. And so it's a perfect match because when he makes a concession to that woman, she knows this nigga so into what he into, he must really love me because he's really about that life. So when he give me that, which I'm asking for, you respect it more because you know you're not just a savage because you got big titties and a fat ass.
All right, listen, I'm gonna stop the video right there. There's like 2 or so more minutes left. I'm gonna leave this link down in the description box down below. Feel free to go click on it to enjoy the rest of whatever he was about to say. Now, listen again, I think that he hit on incredible points during this video. You know what I mean? And it all still boils down to, number one, making sure that you have a why in your life and you're following out that why. And then number 2, being disciplined within that why. Because the more that you focus in on your why and make sure that you are disciplined in your why and disciplined in creating the meaning and going forward, the more respect that you will garner. Okay, and the more respect that you garner through the respect itself, the wealth, the fame, whatever it is, okay, the more that they will fit within your life if you do so choose to go that way. That's been my video. That's been my reaction. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. Hit me up. The family and community is building. All right? Until next time, YouTube.